Capricorn? This is Lamby. Of course, it's Pocket Watch again. And I'm just back so soon, just trying to do a pop up, trying to basically hop into readings as frequent as possible, just so that I can basically start to get to learn you guys. You guys can get to learn me, and we get to pull out these messages and guidance tactics together. All right, well, what's setting you aside from something else? Two things. You have a different eternity than what other people really have nowadays. Um, Something that's centered. Yeah, you got. Yeah, you have something. Yeah, so when I say you have a different eternity aside from someone else, sometimes people put themselves into just one aspect or a couple things, and they're so indelved into this life, or even if they're working in parallel universe, they got that going on, and they're satisfied with that. You seem as if you're probably juggling something, and I wouldn't say it. And when I say juggling, I don't mean heavy juggling. I mean like there's two things that you already got underway, and you're totally fine with that. But there's this third piece that's really open. You can have a lot of confidence or a lot of actuality about having a lot of time to yourself. Also, I was going to say confidence in having separate relationships, keeping things apart for yourself. It's something about it. Like, say if you got two main groups that you hang out with, aside from like family and spouse, but you got two different things. There's still a third place or third group that you kind of keep to yourself. Like if you're on a in a bowling crew or some like kind of little yacht club, that's personal to you. It's like a secret society. It has personal growth, but you don't. It's not socialism. You're not trying to talk about it if you're not really dealing with it, and if somebody is you're not dealing with the exact person of the exact group, you're not really also trying to talk about it either. Um, so that's kind of what I'm getting. I feel like there's a lot of you that want to live life right now. You're not thinking about, retirement. You're not thinking about changes, dealing with old age or whatever. You're more so thinking of right now, maybe just 10 years ahead. You like to just go bit by bit. You feel like you've already lived a little bit on the wild side. And so let's get into what's happening right now, what's happening then, or what is to come up soon. And this is a pop-up, so hopefully something, yeah, exactly. Like I want something to pop out at least a little bit. Okay. Oh, and again, I had this one was on the side. It seemed like you're racing forward with something. And so when I see King like this, it's just letting me know that something is underway because of somebody specifically. Okay. So either some news is going to be coming because of this person. If it's a job point of view, it's like, okay, wow, because my boss, felt this kind of way, now he's hiring more people. Now it's pushing me out of the way. Or now, because this person came into town, now I'm not really in the loop on what's going on because they feel uncomfortable with me or whatever. It's kind of a negative sense that I'm getting because of this not opportunity. Yeah, this person could also be blocking an opportunity because they don't see you in the right. They don't see. Yeah, I guess this person's kind of living a lie. Not okay. Nobody's living a lie just because they don't see you in the right light. I don't. It's not that. It's not that heavy, right? But this person or whoever this is bringing this change, this delay. Um, they do hold a lot of authority and a lot of power, and it is kind of like if you're gonna go on with Capricorn, I'm going to stand right here, and there will be like a separation. So that's something that's coming up. It could be, I don't see it as something for Halloween. I know Halloween hasn't come yet, but I don't see it as an event for Halloween. I definitely see it as an event for Thanksgiving or something like that, or kind of like I just see like splitting and tearing of one thing. Um, Between you and someone else. I don't take it as like a spouse or an ex-mate or baby mama father or anything like that. It's just they just have something and it's coming up, okay? just gonna pull a soul card and see if we can get like, you know, anything bigger than that. Anything. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay, so yeah, this one's coming up and this one right beneath it. And as you can see, both are speaking. So it's a word of mouth. As I said, somebody's gonna voice their opinion on if you go this way or if you do this, I'm not going to do this, or we're gonna stand back or fall back or whatever it is, but it's definitely somebody's words. It has nothing to do with anybody's actions. It's not like, oh, this person didn't come through, so you don't need to be inviting them anymore. It wasn't like they said this to your mom and it's really off-putting, they shouldn't be around or whatever. It's not like that. And so being that it's back and forth is something that you already know. This is something that has happened then, okay? And it's something, again, that's happening now. So something is basically in the process. So there may be already discussion about you or discussions about what the issue is, or what the holdup is. However, this person has done this in the past, but again, when they did it in the past, you didn't know about it. You didn't know about it. It could have been a white lie or something like that, and it shifted something for you that you didn't even really know. Oh, you didn't even know it was really that person. This may be somebody in the office and you're wondering, like, why is the boss switching my schedule yet again, or whatever, back and forth? And then you're not realizing that somebody then went and said, this person is struggling with the schedule, because they do this and that in the morning now. They didn't took your business about how you now, it's hard for you to get up in the morning and work on your new routine or something like that. And they're speaking to the boss about, you basically have a hard time on mornings in general. And that wasn't even what it was about. Okay, so that white lie was in the past. Let's just say that. It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't a change. But by that person saying a little white lie, your work schedule was switched. Instead of coming in at 8:30 in the morning, they switched you coming in now to 11:30, right? And so it's the same thing that's happening now, but it's something a little bit more detrimental, because why? They're going to be saying something that's, again, which if it's not in the past, then it's and vice versa. It's going to be where somebody playing with your emotions. Don't speak about me to somebody that I'm basically having a lot of interest in, somebody that I'm dealing with, or don't speak and try to think that I'm not going to show up, to my uncle's house just because auntie this and that said, whatever the case. Like, I'm showing up because that's my whole family event, and I also wanted to be taking certain family photos there to make my own scrapbook and stuff like that. So you can't strip me from this position over word of mouth or what you guys are saying. That's what I'm feeling like. These things are like a little bit close to heart. But it's definitely somebody who has done it in the past. And so they're doing it again, but they're doing it more intentionally. They're doing it forcefully. And specifically, being that this person does hold authority in whatever it is, it's seeming like what can we do about this? Let's just put it that way, because it's seeming like they're gonna almost get their way, or they're putting it up. This one is pushed forward. Let me see if I hear what I'm saying exactly. Okay, because I was gonna say this came out pushed like forcefully, like somebody trying to get there first. Somebody is trying to control an event. Okay, say if there's a couple of sisters and they just found out that they're gonna find out that the sister, or they just found out that one of the girls are pregnant, right? Well, who wants to do the baby shower and take control and do all of that? Somebody want to be forceful. They want to be maybe even petty in conversations over the text line or group text. They're already trying to group up with another sister and begin like a certain kind of planning. But and then again, also there was like an overflow at the mouth. I felt like it was not musical chairs in a sense, but like somebody racing towards the microphone, but to get a drink. Like it's kind of, it was kind of weird. It was like, somebody just, it seems like it shouldn't really even be their business or anything like that. I don't get it. And then as for somebody, let's say, a more authority, like at work or whatever, there's just, I would say, like a promotion or something going on, or a big transferring in jobs and stuff, and somebody that you're like kind of close to or cool with, that you already know is kind of like a big mouth type of person. Now this big mouth type person is kind of going like a little bit against you at what's going on. And it really matters, because why? The person who has authority, or the person who's making decisions, like sometimes even having anything said about you, or making any kind of light on you in an unclear way, could make the boss make a different decision. So even somebody getting next to you, being a really gossip bug or something like that, that can make the boss think that the both of you guys are too. So person could also be just doing this on purpose. They don't want to be alone. They don't want. So this is what this is what it's really about. The person not wanting, like, they feel this kind of came like this. So I'm letting you know it's not saying um that this person is a burden in the sense of the straightforward part, right? Um, this is saying a person, when they bring up a burden for this person, it's not more straightforward. This person doesn't want to be alone. They want to become a burden to you. They want to piggyback off of you. They like you in their area, in their sector. They are a burden, it seems like, because they're trying to keep you in a place or in a space. So if somebody said, like, so also, say when I was saying that you're not invited to a certain event or family event, or somebody saying choose or back and forth. Well, ideally, somebody could be making it to where you have problems with certain families in the East Coast, the West Coast, or whatever, right? So that for these holiday times, you don't feel like it's really worth it, or you feel skeptical about going out of town, leaving you still there with them in town, and they could get you to cook for them, have movie little dinner, and just chill with you, right? Or they can invite you to their little friends giving or whatever. And so that's when we're like trying to get to the root of this. As you can see, it's all about gossiping and word of mouth. So it's like, why is this even happening? What's really coming up with this? If I could try to really figure out who this person is, I know that they're just trying to get control. It's a lot of selfishness, okay? Um, and so I'm just trying to keep my mind on what this reading is really about. It's just what's coming up, now, soon, and then. Maybe any kind of moves, let's move some guys. I'm not going to re-roll for you. I'm going to sit this out. And I would actually say the reason why you had that 8 that was sitting out separate is because that is your sense of freedom. You already are tied down to two separate lifestyles, right? And what I can mean by, you could have a super, super homey lifestyle, and then you could have just lifestyle with the bros. You may not have a spouse, a girlfriend, or anything like that, husband, but you always be with your cousins, your aunts and uncles. There's always a family event. You have big mama Sundays and things like that. And then you're like, say if you have also friends, they link up and do like fantasy football and different things. Like every Thursday y'all get together, and then you also work with some of these people too, right? So both of those things are super in debt, right? You got nieces and nephews. You got to take them out every now and then. So when you actually start dating somebody and dealing with somebody, it's kind of like you make it known to where I don't really want to introduce you to anybody right now. I want to keep this really to myself, and I also don't want to keep any kind of scheduling with you, because I already have so many different routines. Like, this person's like a deep breath of air, fresh breath of air, and I feel like you're not a person that really is focused on relationships that heavily. It kind of sucks for the person that you're with, because I feel like they may really like you. They feel like they found somebody who can really focus on them and they can build with. You feel like you found somebody that every time you have a free time and you want to actually have any type of closeness, that you can call on this person. But you're not really thinking about making this a permanent thing. Um, yeah, as I said, like, you don't see this person, with the crown, or this person doesn't really, um, you may like them, but have they don't have the reach to get you to a certain level, right? Like, when somebody calls and you not that anxiety, it's like anxiety mixed with like butterflies too, and then also like the person's like a little bit of bossy or something. A lot of times that's how you know that you really like somebody, or that you're gonna be with them for a long time. They start pushing out a couple little demands, and you kind of like that, and then you also fulfill those demands and go back and forth. That person does it to make sure that they're valuable to you. You reciprocate to let them know that, I don't mind being in the palm of your hands. So that's not what's going on right now. Okay, so if that's what's, if anything, any advice I would give you, I honestly would like say that still add some more integrity. Yeah, where is your head at on this, right? If you already know, people already giving you a headache by words that's going around and things that are going around, things that are coming up. It's like, whatever it is on that outside, whatever is on that outskirts for you, that you're just going to every now and then, how about letting these other two, priorities come down a level, and then you spend more time on that third universe about what's really going on. And then that way you can avoid a whole bunch of drama, I in my head I'm just kind of thinking that like maybe you should spend more time with, yeah, see, I don't think, like I said, that hasn't come up for you. You like it to you it's like white and black, like you're saying you don't mind. You didn't, like I was saying, you weren't even thinking about how your mind wasn't connected. And that's kind of what I've been feeling, and it's been coming from the back of my mind about like you didn't realize that the person that you were speaking to or have been speaking to for however long, you're not giving them what you could be giving them. And if you're a whole person and you really like things to be full and content in your relationships, whether they're family or friends, it's like, why would I not also do that in this relationship? And also, it is a maturity type thing when you like somebody, or you believe that somebody is wonderful and beautiful, even if it's not on a high scale. If you're spending time with them and they're giving you their time, perhaps sharing their body and whatever else with you, it's kind of like you're thinking, I probably should reiterate this. I got time to focus on this. Even if I'm not thinking about, marriage or a long time relationship, I'm still thinking about like, the next 6 or 7 months. And so you might kind of reiterate, you might actually shy away from these little murmurings, things are going on. And you may be able to, you may just be able to kind of hide out and have like a hermit situation, right? You may be able to have like a hermit situation by actually tying more into that. That's going to be the final one, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's the advice that I'm giving you to do cuffing season. I don't know if you do that often or if it comes up for you or you heard about it, but you know, literally by the end of this month, by October, you should be kind of trying to be a little bit cuter and with whoever you kissing. If you kissing somebody on the cheek, start kissing them a little bit, pecks on the lips. If visiting somebody, and you're gonna be out here for this season, you working, whatever the case, well, start scheduling, dinners early, right? Don't just be like, oh, I'm gonna be in town, and when we link up, we link up. No, I'm gonna be in town, and Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday on my days that I'm free, make sure that we could see each other. That's kind of serious. That's kind of cool, right? There's people that do that. There's people that like have businesses and they travel back and forth, and it's like, oh, you know what, this is going to be a season where I'm going to be actually at home working back and forth. It's like, you usually expect me to be out and gone for 3 months, but it's like, nah, COVID changed a lot of rules and this is where I'm at. So just think about that. And if there's anybody to where if you feel like you're not really noticing them or you're brushing them over, brushing them off, kind of, just take another thought at that, because it's going to be so relieving to have somebody to really focus on and be genuine with when something that's basically like rumor status and things are going around you, you don't want to even focus on those things, and you don't want to touch on them. Okay, you don't want to address them. If you know the person, you hear about you don't even want to address them. If something going on in the workplace, you want to send it an email. Okay, so it's kind of like just enjoy your life, enjoy the personal times that you have out with people, and that's gonna be what gets you through this season, Capricorn. All right, see you later.